Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Well, today we are going to discuss how to put together the perfect Christmas tree. First, I wanted to talk to you guys about something. So, if you've been here for a while, you will know that this year marks my 5-year anniversary on YouTube. This year, my Christmas tree is kind of special to me, and I'll tell you why. I have been decorating pretty much all of my life, ever since I can remember. My grandma was a huge influence on my love of Christmas. So let's go back a little bit to 2011, the year before I started my channel. In November of 2011, we lost my grandma. It was kind of a hard time because I was going through my senior year of school. I mean, in high school, not very many people are too into Christmas decorating. One day, I was browsing YouTube, and I didn't even know that people did Christmas decorating tutorials on YouTube. Now I found somebody on YouTube that a lot of people have left comments about, Robeson Design. I love Christmas just as much as she does. I need to put myself out there. I had a crappy factory job. I was not happy at all. So I figured, why not just decorate a Christmas tree and show people what I can do? That video right now, at this second, has 49,000 views on it. I never dreamed that anything like that could happen. That is why this tree is so special to me. I also feel very fortunate that I have Canterbury Gardens on my side. They are a huge help to these Christmas videos. And another thing that I'm very thankful for is all of you guys. I feel so blessed to have a community of people that love Christmas just as much as I do. So without further ado, let's get into the tree decorating tutorial. Okay, so this year I used the same flock tree that I used last year. I love this tree so much. It is from Canterbury Gardens. Alright guys, so after we get the tree set up, what I wanted to show you is how I put these twinkle lights through the tree. If I have the tree off, I can get them set evenly because they kind of go deep in the tree, so it's pretty hard to make them perfect. So we start in the back towards the bottom. And another thing that I like to do is I love to do this whenever the tree is not fluffed. Alright, so last year I got a question and I wanted to address it this year. Someone wanted to know how you fluff a tree. Well, I'll show you the way that I do it. Now this tree has, I call them 2-part branches, so you have to pull this part out first. But what I like to do is put them in an upward position because, I'll tell you why. If you put a branch down like this, good luck trying to hang an ornament off of that. And make sure that all of my branches are facing sort of in an upward position. So what I like to do is I always start with the tree topper because that's kind of where you can play around and you can get your picks and your ribbon and everything together to see what you like and what you don't like. Alright, so I'm at the top of the tree, and for this tree topper, I wanted to start with a bow. Now, as you can see, I made these loops pretty large. Because once we tuck that into the tree, it's going to kind of suck up most of that. So I'm going to start around here. I always like to have some of the actual tree showing. So I love to use florals in a tree. And I got these. They're white on the front and green on the back. And they have a little bit of sparkle to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove them in under the bow here. These pine cone ornaments that I have, I'm actually going to take them and kind of nestle them in with this greenery kind of going over top of it. So that's just kind of the basic idea. I have more of these, so I'm going to fill in around the sides here. Now you may notice that it is starting to get dark after I add all of this stuff to the top of the tree. We're going to take care of that in just a second. I actually did run a string of 20 Christmas lights up in the top here. So now what I'm going to do is just kind of run these in here. Right, so now I just have some adjusting to do, and I'll come back and show you when it's finished. There are some spaces in this tree that I can't fill up with ornaments completely. It would just look like way too much stuff. So these are some branches that I got this year. They're long pine needles and they are flocked. So I'm just gonna stick these in the tree in some random places, and it's also gonna give a nice texture difference to the Christmas tree. deep in there because they have to cover up sort of the trunk of the tree. Now I did leave some spaces because I do have some larger ornaments that can fill those voids, but I love how this looks so far. So the next step is to do your ribbons. These are kind of deeper into the tree, so with that layering process going on, it's good to start from the inside and work your way out. Okay, so today is day 2, and what I want to work on is getting the ribbons in the tree. Now as you can see, I have some ribbon in the tree already. Now let me just tell you, the first laid out plans don't always work like you think they're going to. I can tell you that. Let me show you why. I had the idea last year to use this ribbon because I loved how sparkly it was and I thought it was going to go with blue ribbon. And it does. I love the combination of them together. Now you can get these both at Canterbury Gardens. This year, I got these beautiful beaded garlands. They're all encrusted with these rhinestones. So I wanted to use these, but the problem is, if I would have ran this ribbon through the tree, I think that this would have been way too much together. I ended up finding this birch ribbon online, and I love it because it brings in the natural look that I was going for this year. Now when I do ribbon, I just let the roll go to the ground. I always start in the back. And you start in the back so people can't see your starting point. So right now, I'm just gonna kind of fish this through. Okay, so as you can see, the ribbon's just kind of like flowing through here. It does blend in a lot, which is kind of what I was going for. Here's what I wanted to show you. Right here is where the ribbon is resting on the tree. So I took this bow, this is just a 6-loop bow, and it's made out of the same ribbon that the tree topper is. And what these meeting points kind of do is they bring in your tree topper with the rest of your tree. So all I'm gonna do is just take this ribbon and then wind it around the birch ribbon and also wind it around the trunk of this branch. This is part of the tree branch that I used on the top of the tree. I just cut them into little sections, and then you can just take this and put it right in there. Now the last thing that I want to do is I took this pine cone, it's on wire, so I'm just going to shove it back in here. And see how pretty that just kind of fills in this space? Okay, so I got the bows attached, and as you can see, I went in the same spiral pattern that I went with the ribbon, but I left long tails because I wanted it to kind of look like the ribbon was winding in and out of the tree. So now after you get that all done, you can choose if you want to use a garland or if you don't want to use a garland. I got this beautiful garland from Canterbury Gardens this year. I'm going to kind of go from one side of the tree and swoop it down, and then I'm going to go this way and then keep going down with the tree. Okay, so after about, I would say, a half hour of maneuvering things, I got the garland where I wanted it to, and it is so sparkly. Now here's the fun part. You get to break out all of your Christmas ornaments and see what you want to use, because as we all know, next to lighting, this is what makes the Christmas tree. As you can see, all of these ornaments that I have sorted from last year stayed safe. So what I'm gonna do is kind of keep my golds and silvers and whites as the glitzier ornaments, and then my blues I'm gonna be using stuff similar to like this. It's just a matte finish, and I'm kind of breaking up what I would consider plain ornaments opposed to decorative ornaments. Okay, so now I'm going to start with the larger ornaments at the bottom, and I'm really going to push these back in here. Now remember I said that I put the ornaments deep into the tree? Ornament is this far, 7 inches from the trunk. Put the shinier ornaments on the inside of the tree, and then keep these more matte finish ones towards like the ends of the tree. So I just got done putting all of the ornaments on the tree. I have my little fox, which you've seen him last year, but I also have a few other little animals that I used in my entryway last year. So I'm gonna try to tuck these in here and see if that can bring some woodsiness to the tree. I have owls throughout this tree. Growing up, my grandma collected owls. Anything that was an owl, she had. Now at this point, you might be sitting back and you might be looking at your Christmas tree and it's not exactly what you had planned. Don't get discouraged. That happens to me all the time. This is where you can go in and put in the finishing touches on your Christmas tree. In my case, what I did was, like I needed more, I went shopping at Canterbury Gardens and I got some white and silver ornaments. So I swapped them out for the ornaments that I didn't particularly care for. In this case, I got these green, they're kind of like a fern, and they're covered in glitter. So I took these branches and stuck them on the ends of the tree. So here's a good tip. It's a good idea to cover the starting points where all of those branches go. I just used some little pine cones and I kind of sat them right on top of where the branch was starting. That way you can't tell where its point of origin is. Now that I got it all finished, should I show you what I did? Here you go. So like I said before, this Christmas tree is very special to me this year. I love how it turned out. I want to thank my grandma for teaching me everything I know, for Rebecca for the inspiration, and Canterbury Gardens for being on my side to help me create this magical Christmas. And of course, I gotta thank you guys. Without you guys, I am nothing. So, this one's for you guys. I want to see your Christmas trees this year, so why don't you hashtag me on Instagram, Jay's Holiday Wonderland, and show me what you came up with for this year. I can't wait to see, and I'll see you guys in the next Christmas video. Merry Christmas!